In this bonus training video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create some really high quality Amazon product review videos. I'm actually going to be utilizing software called Video Motion Pro to help me put this together and to also kind of do the editing and special effects on my video. Now, there are a couple of ways to get essentially the base part of your video created. Depending on how you actually want to go about creating your video, in terms of whether you want to actually buy an Amazon product and use your cell phone or something to record yourself unboxing it and even demonstrate using it. Or you could do something like using your webcam. They have a webcam option here where you can simply pull up a webcam on your computer and even an audio device and record video directly into Video Motion Pro. Or you can do a screen capture, which is really handy. You simply select your audio device here. I'd recommend putting your audio down to around 30 or 40%. And then you just hit the record button and it'll start a countdown. And after that countdown ends, then this entire screen and your audio is being recorded until you hit the stop button. So you can minimize the program while that countdown is going, and then you'll be recording your screen. You can actually go to an Amazon product page. You can go to some YouTube videos or other online websites that are maybe reviewing it, and you can kind of give like a comprehensive overview of what is out there for a product. Now, if you're doing the screen capture or the webcam or something like that here, your video, when it's complete, will show up in this media box. Now, if you do not want to be using the audio from here, let's say you wanted to add this video. You click here, you drag into the main bar, and then you have your video in your timeline. Well, if you didn't want to use the audio off of this, you can simply mute it. And then you could add on another track, which would be audio or even an entire video that had audio on it, and you can use the audio off of that instead. So you don't have to do your video and your audio all at the same time. Now, a couple of other things that are going to come in handy are the editing tools. You have this little slider right here that's positioning where you're actually watching in the video at that point in time. However, you have this little green tab and gray tab on either side of it, and if you click, you're extending this little grayed out area outwards. Well, if you want to cut something out of your video, you can actually do editing and stuff like that directly in Video Motion Pro. You click on your video here, you want it to be colored. If it's black, it's not going to let you cut it. Whatever you have selected in this grayed out area is what you will actually cut out of your video when you click on that cut button. So it'll remove that and condense it all back together into one video. Now, if you need to reset these things, just hit the escape button and it'll put them back together. Now, another thing you can do with effects is to use the fade. The fade is going to put a fade in or a fade out before or after this grayed out area. Let me zoom in a little closer here so you can see what's going on. So if I select the middle area right here, and I click on fade, it's going to put a fade in before and a fade out after. And then if I go to the beginning of my video and watch, you can see it fades in at the beginning of my video. And then at the end, it will fade out. Now, fades are actually really cool when you're combining different video clips. If you have more than one video clip right here, I'm just going to take this same video clip and I'm going to put it in as a second video clip to show you what I'm talking about. And then I can drag this over so it lines up with the beginning of this fade out. Then, when I play this, it will start fading out. I have my audio on. Turn my audio off so you can't hear it. So here it will begin to fade out on the first one and fade in on the second one. Now you can't really tell there what was going on because I was using the same clip. However, if it's two completely different scenes that you want to mesh together, instead of just having a quick jolt with a change of picture in your video, you can use these fades to effectively switch from one scene to the next. Now that I've given you a quick little intro for using Video Motion Pro, and if you need more information on that, there are plenty of tutorial videos in the Video Motion Pro members area that'll teach you different aspects of using this software. But the main reason I want to be teaching you something here today is to train you how to create your own high quality Amazon product review video using this. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new project here. I'm going to call this Sennheiser Office Runner and click on Create Project. Now, Sennheiser Office Runner is actually the wireless USB headset that I use in my training videos. I'm actually using it right now. Well, when I bought this product, I recorded some videos of it to come back at a later point in time and create a really awesome looking product review video with it. And until Video Motion Pro came around, I knew that it was going to take a lot of work to really do this the way I wanted. And that's another thing that I love about Video Motion Pro is it allows me to take simple video clips like this and arrange them into a high quality product review video. And so that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys here today. So to start with, I'm clicking on Import Media here, and I want to import some videos that I want to use for this product review video. Now what I have done after I have imported them, I click on Media here and I can see my videos show up in this little preview bar. So to actually add one, I need to click it and drag it down to the box here. This will actually put it into my live video. So now the real question is, what are these little video snippets that I've recorded, and how can you reproduce this process with any Amazon product you want to? You can obviously go out there and simply buy a product with the sole intention of doing a product review video on it. But you can also buy products for yourself, for your family, as Christmas presents, things of that nature. And you can use these product review videos as kind of a side purpose for getting those products you're already going to buy, and you simply also make a product review video out of it. That way, at least in the beginning, you can get a sense of how much you can actually make off of any given product to figure out if it'll be worth your while to solely buy products just to do review videos on them. Now, when you get a product, I recommend having kind of 3 different video clips. I have 4, but the first 2 here technically could have been the same clip. I just have them split up because I didn't have the actual product coming out of the box in this one single clip. I ended up splitting them up when I was originally recording them. So I want one video that's going to be me unboxing the product, taking it out of its packaging, showing people everything that it comes with, and even explaining that stuff as I go along. However, when I'm shooting the video itself, I don't have to actually be talking. I don't have to record any audio then. I can just be doing it for the sole purpose of the video, and I can go back later and add my audio onto it. So that's what I'm actually doing with these videos here. They technically have audio on them already, simply because the camera was recording audio, but I wasn't talking along with it. It's just background noise and stuff like that. So each clip that I add on here, I want to click on the mute button to make sure the audio from those videos is not going to come through. And then I'm going to go to my second video and I'm going to drag it down below this one. However, you can see here they start at the same time. I actually want to drag this forward a little bit, but I want to leave a minor amount of an overlap here because I'm going to end up doing a fade. If I watch my video here in the beginning, you can see it'll instantly cut from one shot to the next. It's very abrupt. But I can select at the beginning of this second clip here, drag the green tab to the beginning of the first clip, click on the first clip so it's highlighted, and then click on fade. And this is going to put a fade out on the end of my first clip. So now, if I watch this again, it's going to fade from this shot to my next shot instead of doing a very abrupt jump from one part of the video to the next. So I want to continue this for these other video clips that I've created so they can each be played one after the next but fade in to one another. So as I was mentioning before, when you're shooting your own video for this, you want to start out by unboxing the video. Your unboxing should be the first clip that you record. Record it as a separate video. And when you get done unboxing it, stop your video, get set up for the next video, and then record your second video completely separate from the first. So as you can see, I'm going through and unboxing the actual product here, taking it out of its packaging. And I kind of pause for a moment when I pull various things out of this packaging, especially some of the main things. I'll hold it up to the camera so people can have a moment to really take a look at it. Now, a couple of other things worth pointing out here about my setup for this video that I'm shooting. Notice here in the background, you can see my computer monitor. I've actually taken an OpenOffice slideshow and just put text on it to say, get the name of the product here and see my full review here. And then I put a link to the page on my website where I'm going to have this review posted at. So when I actually publish this video on YouTube, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add in a link annotation right here. So people can actually hover over this part of my screen and click on it at any time. And they're actually going to get taken to my website, which is where I'm going to have my Amazon affiliate ad. That's where I need people to click. So I get credit when they buy the product, and that will earn the commission for me. So as I mentioned before, I want to continue through my different clips, adding them on and adding the fade on to the end of it. Now, down here at the bottom, you have a little zoom feature. If you're working with longer videos like mine, you can see they stretch off of the left and right hand side of the page because they're a couple minutes long each. Well, if I want to be able to see it all together, I can just click over here and zoom in or out as much as I need to so I can actually see everything all together. And this will make it a little easier to add on additional clips. So I can now take my third clip, and as you can see, this one's pretty long too. And I can drag this down to the end of this one here. And I want to have a slight bit of overlap again, as I mentioned before. Now, you do want to zoom in after you overlap them to kind of see how much of an overlap you really have. Sometimes you'll want a larger overlap, and other times you'll want a shorter overlap. It just kind of depends on what your video really is and how long your different clips are, for example. So now what I want to do is I want to set a fade again for this second video clip. So I want to click right here and put it at the beginning of my third clip. And then I'll be dragging my green marker, which I believe I already have off to the left here. I'll be dragging it to the beginning of this clip and setting a fade once again. So I'm going to repeat this process on each of my different video clips here. Now, I want to talk more about what these clips are actually about. Hold on, I never set my fade before. So I'm going again to the very beginning of the second clip and to the beginning of the third clip. And then I'm clicking the fade button. But I want to make sure I have this second one selected, or it's not going to actually fade it out. So as you can see, I now have a fade out on the end. And if I watch my transition here, it's going to go from one shot to the next and make it look a lot cleaner. So I add my fourth video on, and I will again have a little bit of an overlap. So I want to talk about the videos in a little more detail. The first video, as I mentioned, is going to be your unboxing video, where you're taking everything out of its packaging. Then what I like to do for my second video is to start it out by having everything laid out. So you can see exactly what's going to be coming with this product. So as you can see, I have the box, I have the manual, the CD, the headset, all the wires, the different headset pieces, and the main box itself for the actual headset device. So I have all of my products laid out that came in the package. So throughout this second video, what I actually want to be doing here is setting up the product. I want to show people what is involved with taking the product fresh out of the box and getting it to the point where they can actually start using it. So if there are different features that need to be discussed or different steps that you need to take them through to plug in cords or to configure things, just kind of depends on what it is that you're really selling people. You will have some that will have very short setup tutorial videos and other products that might have considerably longer ones. Like this one, where I have different cords that I have to hook up and I have to let it install itself on the computer. While it doesn't take but a couple of minutes, it is something that is warranted putting in the tutorial video because people often wonder about this kind of stuff when they're buying it. What cords does it come with? What else am I going to need to buy to use it for different kinds of situations, for example? There's all kinds of different aspects like that that can really go into a product that people are interested in and want to know about before they actually decide to buy it. So I walk them through that entire setup process in my second video. So far we have video number 1 is our unboxing. We're taking everything out of the packaging and showing that to people. Video number 2 is the actual setup of the product. And then that takes us to video number 3. Video number 3 is going to be usage of the product itself. Now again, you have some things, some products that will have a really short setup process, but they might have a really long usage tutorial. This particular product though, the usage is really simple, and it really only takes me about a minute or so to walk people through everything involved in the usage of this product. So, when you're creating your own product review video, you want to aim to shoot 3 different clips. 1 is the unboxing, 2 is the setup, and 3 is the usage. Now, if you happen to need to do a little bit of trimming of your videos, let's say there's part of your video maybe at the beginning or the end or something where you need to clip a little bit off of it, you can do that editing here inside of Video Motion Pro, just like I was showing you before with the selecting here, whatever gray area you have. If you click on the clip and click on the cut button, you will eliminate the grayed out area from your clip. So you can clip off the end section of a video, or you can even clip something out of the middle if you have a little part where you mess up or something like that. There's no need to completely reshoot your video. Just pause for a couple of seconds and then redo it, and then clip that part out of your video. So now, once you have your videos set up to where you've created them and you've loaded them into Video Motion Pro here, and then you've also set up your fades. You want to have a fade out at the end of each of your clip changes like this, so they will each go together nicely. So the question is, now what do you do once you have these different steps and videos set up with your fades? I like to set something at the beginning of my video and then again something at the end of my video. At the beginning, I want some kind of an introduction. Now, they have these intros here where you have different logos and things of that nature that you can load up along with your website text and stuff like that, your website name. If you happen to be doing a lot of different videos all within the same niche and you're going to have a dedicated YouTube channel for that niche and for that one website, you may want to go for some kind of branded intro video like that where you actually have one of your logos showing up there. But if you want to do something simple, if you're planning on maybe having one YouTube channel that you're going to utilize for all of your different Amazon niche websites, something simple you can do where you don't need a logo is to actually add a lower third. A lower third is where you have a portion of your screen being covered by text of some kind. And it usually includes a little animated graphic to go along with it. Now you can certainly choose your own that you prefer out of this particular list. But I actually prefer some of the modern ones here. The modern lower third 5 or the modern lower third 3 are a couple of my favorites. Now you can add a logo on these, which is going to be this tiny little area here. However, you can leave this as simply the default star, and it really doesn't look that bad. So I'll type the name and the model of the product up here in this top box. You can see Sennheiser Office Runner, and then down below I'll type what it is. It's a wireless USB headset. So I'm simply identifying the product here with this lower third. You put in Sennheiser Office Runner, your top bar right here, and your second line of text in this one will be in the second bar. And then you just click on Add Lower Third when you are done adding all of your text in. Now it's going to take a second to create the animation. It'll tell you when it's done and added to your video. But if you simply click on play on your video, you're not going to see that new animation that you've created and added onto it. The reason why is because it's all the way down at the bottom. It is the very last of the media that you have added on. So down below the very last one that you added here, you'll see it a line below that. And it's going to be a little black box, so it might not even stand out at first. Well, what you want to do is click on this box and drag it all the way up to above the very first video clip that you have added on. Now what you want to do is in the screen here, you can see this traced out box. This is actually where your animation is going to show up. And you can even click on these corners and change the size of it if you want to. So now I can click on play, and you'll see that it drags that animation out. Now notice after my resizing that it looks a little taller than it is wide. You may need to do some manual adjusting. Just pause the video when you can see all the text on your screen and stretch it out if need be to simply make the text and the graphics look as though it's not stretched funny. So now I can play my video and I can see my animation along with the actual video itself. So this is an overlay that gets created on top of my video. You can see here without the box selected how it's actually going to end up looking on my final video. So this is really professional and stylish looking and took me a matter of seconds to plop into my video. So now that brings me to the end of my video. They have outros that are pre-built into VideoMotion Pro. But if you look at some of these outros, most of them are designed for YouTube channels that are going to have a number of different but relational product review videos in your case. Well, for this one particular video, it's going to end up standing alone. I'm not going to be creating other ones like this particular one. So none of these, where it has previous video or next video, are really going to work out for me. Now I could do this one, the modern tech outro, either the pink or the aqua. And what I could do here is instead of saying next video right here, I could change this to say, click to buy. And I could put a picture of my product right here. And then I can have a link to my website and a link to my Twitter account and Facebook and a way to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But again, you're doing more here than just adding in a link to click to go and buy the actual product that you have just reviewed. So for the case of these Amazon product review videos, and especially if you're just creating your first one, or maybe you're not planning on creating a bunch of them within that one niche and doing a whole channel surrounding it, you can actually use an intro as the close of your video. I'm going to click on intros over here and then click on add intro. And there's a lot of them for the intros. They have a lot more intros than they have outros. Well, I scroll down here a little bit and click on the one that says tablet swipe. It's a picture of a little tablet computer, and somebody taps on it and swipes. Well, you have a logo that's in the middle of this computer, and then you have text down below it. So what I can actually do is add as the logo a picture of my product. So I can go to Amazon and I can take the picture of the product on a blank white background, preferably. I can save this image to my computer, and then I can load up that image here under Add Logo, and it'll put it right inside of this intro for me. And then I can just put some text down below it. I use click to get and then whatever the product name is. Short, sweet, and to the point. That is going to end up landing them on my own website. However, to actually get somebody to click that and to land on my website, I'm going to need to add the YouTube link annotations. If you've never done the link annotations before, there is a training video in VideoMotion Pro for doing link annotations. You simply want to add one of your websites so you can have a link directly to your website as a link annotation. That way you can send people like to the address that I have on my screen here. So now that I have my intro video added. You can see that it goes down to the bottom of my timeline here, and it's a little black box once again. Well, I want to click this and drag it all the way over to the right because I want to use this as the closing video instead of an intro video. So I simply put this at the end, and then when it's over with, it goes to this to close out my entire video. Now, you can do something with this video like I've done with the other ones, where you put a fade on it and you kind of have it fade from your final clip into your little exit video that we have. Or you can just have it do a straight jump to it. I think of all of them, that particular one is okay to do more of a straight jump. Now, that brings me to one final point here. This little intro video that we are using as an outro video, it's pretty short. It's only about 10 seconds long. So it's not really a long time to give somebody to click to actually get to your product. So there is one other thing that you can do to kind of extend this particular frame. Unfortunately, you can't change the length of it. However, what you can do is take that picture that you actually downloaded before, click on Import Media, and select the picture. This is an image file, not a video. I click on Open, it's going to put it in my media over here. I can click this and drag it down to my timeline. It'll put it at the end of my list. And then I can simply drag this down to the very end. And if I hover over the edge, you see little arrows. I can actually drag this out and change how long that picture will show up for. So now I'm going to play my video. It gets to my little closing segment with the tablet computer being shown. And then it jumps over to my still image. Now, you might notice a couple of quick issues with this. Number one, it looks nothing like what I originally had here. The alignment is all wrong. It's over here in the corner, and the background is black. Plus, I don't have any text on it. Well, you can solve every single one of these issues. If you click on your slide down here where your image is, and then click on your image up top, you can simply drag it to a new location. You can even resize it if you need to, if maybe the size isn't quite the same as the original. So now we have one piece of that puzzle. If you flip back and forth from your little intro video here to your picture, you should see basically no change as far as your image goes. You want to put it in the same position and have it the same size as before. So now we just need text and we need a different background color. To change the background color, we're going to click on Settings over here. And then we just click on this little circle and select a new color. So I can click on white and click on Save. And it's now going to change my background to all white for me. So now I just need to add some text, which I can actually do right over here. I click on Text. I can choose a font. I'm going to leave it on Arial. And I'm going to select regular instead of bold and put my alignment as center. And you can even change the color of your text if you want to. So when you're done with all these settings, click on the Add Text button. And then it's going to pop up this little box here where you enter in the text that you want to use. And you want to use the same text once again. Click to get Sennheiser Office Runner just like I did the first time. You click on Add Text. And once again, this is going to be all the way down at the bottom of your timeline on the far left. So what we want to do is drag this over, but we want to put it on top of our image. And then just like we did with the image, we want to change the length of it. So we set this to the same length as the actual image itself. Now, if you click on the text here, you can see this box. This is going to be where my text shows. So I can go from this screen to this screen, and I can see if there are any differences. The text looks to be a little lower, and it looks to be a little smaller. So I can drag my box here and even change the size of my text. Flip back and forth a couple of times till I basically have it looking the same. Now, you might have a minor difference with that little transition. It might look slightly different in one over the other, but as long as they're pretty close to each other, it's not going to be a noticeable difference. And again, this simply gives you a way to extend this click box at the end of your video. And this is where you're going to be adding in your YouTube annotation. So I could put an annotation over the image and another one over the text here. So whenever somebody clicks on this, they land on my product review page on my website. And I simply put an Amazon affiliate ad on that page of my website that'll link back up for me. So now, there is one final aspect to this video, and that is the audio. I currently have all of these different video clips put in, faded together, but I have no sound to go along with it. So how do I record sound and get it into VideoMotion Pro is the final step here. There's actually two different ways you can go about doing this. You can do something as simple as a screen capture right here. Record your screen, and instead of using the video, what you would do is drag that video down here and it would show up at the bottom. As long as it's at the bottom, all the other videos up here are going to be the ones that display, but that very last video from your screen capture would still play its audio over top of it. Now, if you're doing some kind of custom editing here, where I've put my different clips together, you may not have an exact script put together that you want to record as the audio for your video. So you could decide to record your audio separately. Windows has this free program called Sound Recorder that's really easy to use for this purpose. I can simply start a recording in the Sound Recorder, and then when I start my recording, I come over here to VideoMotion Pro and I play my video, and then I start talking while my video plays. That way I can see my video and I can talk along with it, so I get the timing right, so I don't have to go back and do a bunch of editing to get my audio and my video to sync up together. Then when I'm finished with my video and recording my audio, I stop it here, I save my audio file, and then I'll go over here to import media and import my audio file. And that's actually what I did for this particular video. I recorded my audio file for it. So now I can drag and drop it onto this page. Once you have your audio imported, it'll show up down at the bottom just like each new thing that you add into your timeline. And if you need to, you can clip it just like you did with the video to get it to fit to the proper size of your entire video. So as you can see now, I have my video added in with my audio. Now I did want to mention one thing. If you have any issues importing your audio, if you load it up here and it won't turn black like you're seeing here, if you give it just a minute, if it won't change from the white background that just simply says audio to this black background here, it may not recognize the audio format, but you can actually go to online-convert.com and simply convert your audio file to an MP3 audio file using that free service. And then you can load up the MP3 file like I have done here. This will definitely support the MP3 format. So that's why I recommend to convert your audio file into that. If you have issues with it, you can try importing your audio without doing any converting if you would like, but I would recommend saving your project first, just in case the audio isn't compatible. It seems to hang up the VideoMotion Pro software right now. So everything that we've done here, I want to do a quick little recap. We have our lower third that's showing up right here at the beginning of our video. This is providing the product name, basic information to people. Our initial video is the unboxing of the actual product. Then we want to do fades at the end of each of our video clips. The second video is the setup video. The third video is the actual usage of the product. Then we have the close to our video. And for that, I'm using an intro actually, although you could use outros. But I used the intro called Tablet Swipe right here. So that gets added on to the end so people can see what the actual product is that we're promoting. And then we're going to add in a YouTube link annotation on this so they can click here and get back to that page on our website. And then finally, we added in the audio down at the bottom for our entire video clip. So now we're actually completely finished. You can render your video right here, or you can even directly upload it to YouTube. Whether you upload it to YouTube directly through here or render it and then go and upload it manually, you'll then need to go in and add in your link annotations to get the links back to your website. And also add in a link in the description of the video. So people have multiple ways that they can find their way from your video back to your site and then on to Amazon to actually buy this product. So as you can imagine, the typical results from something like this. as opposed to a generic product review video, people get a lot more attached and interested in something like this. It's much more professional quality, and things like this can stick around on YouTube for many, many, many years, generating traffic and sales for you. So I would highly encourage you to try out this tactic, and you can even do it without extra money out of your pocket by simply waiting until you buy something else for yourself or your family and using that product as a product review video.